As you can see here, I am actually going through and going to turn a thesis statement into a bit of an outline just to kind of show you how these work together. You can see I've put introduction as Roman numeral 1. Then we're going to take A and B from the first sentence. You'll see that it is almost word for word from the information that was submitted in the sample thesis statement. You also see how bad I am at typing when I am doing other things. B becomes the thesis statement. C becomes the number sentence. The number sentence is the second sentence if you have two sentences in your thesis statement, because it most of the time has the number. You see how I start with 3 important things to know. That is often the case in that number sentence. So that's why it's called a number sentence. Even if it doesn't have a number, it's still that third sentence. Nothing else is going to happen in your introduction. The end of the introduction will always be the thesis statement. Here I'm also just showing you how I actually go in and we make it so that everything is lined up properly by using the ruler, and we move everything over, and that's how you get a properly aligned introduction for your outline. From there, I'm going to show you how to do the points that come with it. Obviously, there will be times when you will have more information underneath these points, and that is totally okay. So we're going to look at how I just copy and pasted the introduction section. I'm going to turn it into section number 2, and that will be the question or statement, from your first main point in your thesis statement. So it will be the first main point in your thesis statement, taking that almost basically word for word from the thesis statement. You'll see how the words direct right back to the thesis statement, and how it is going to have a very similar structure as we go through each of these main points here. So you're going to put in each main point sentence, and then when you were doing this for real, you'll have A, B, C, and sometimes A, and then 1 and 2 under A for each of these main points. But this is just going to show you that general way to do the main points from the thesis statement so that you can understand exactly how you transition a thesis statement into the outline. Again, don't forget that you will have points A, B, and C, and very possibly 1 or 2 under A or B. C is always going to be your transition statement. It's going to be the statement that moves you from one point to the next point and connects those 2 points. The transition statements are not going to be things like, the next thing I'm going to talk about is, my next point is, oh, not that. You want to connect the points actually and see how they connect. Now you see how I've got all 3 of the main points here in the outline. And then after that, you go on to the final section. If you only have 2 main points, that section is going to be 4. If you have 3 main points, the section is 5. You'll go on to that final section and you will put in the conclusion. And in the conclusion, you will be restating your thesis statement and your main points. So you can see that for A, we're going to restate the general information from that thesis statement. And again, we're not using it word for word. We're restating it, rephrasing it. So you want to be sure that you rephrase the information from your thesis statement into a statement that means the same thing in the conclusion. But we don't want to do it word for word. Then you're going to have underneath that a statement that is going to summarize those main points. And you can have that with more details or less details as is needed for your particular thesis statement. But that's how you transition a thesis statement into an outline.